the judiciary now. The Supreme Court says it remains the final authority in the judiciary, dismissing an application challenging its judgment on the governorship election in Bayelsa State. It insists it only has powers to review the decision if clerical errors or accidental slips are made. Judiciary Correspondent Celestina Iria has details.
The Supreme Court has described the request of the All Progressives Congress to review its judgment, voiding the participation of its candidate in the Bayelsa governorship election as lacking in merit. The APC in the reverse application had asked the Supreme Court to set aside the wrong interpretation given to its judgment of 13th of February 2020 and the subsequent execution by the Independent National Electoral Commission. The APC contended that the Apex Court in its judgment misinterpreted the 12th of November 2019 judgment of the Federal High Court Abuja, which it affirmed. The party argued that the Supreme Court acted without jurisdiction and denied it fair hearing when it proceeded to disqualify its governorship candidate, even though the Federal High Court in Abuja, by the judgment delivered by Justice Eyang Eko, which the Apex Court affirmed, refused the prayer to disqualify Mr. Lyon. The Apex Court, in an unanimous ruling read by Justice Amina Alge, held that by Order 8 Rule 16 of the Supreme Court, the court has no powers or authority to review any judgment delivered on merit except for clerical errors. She further added, this court is not authorized to review its judgment and indeed lacked jurisdiction to review any judgment delivered on merit, more so when the applicant has not pointed out any accidental error or slip in the judgment. There must be an end to every litigation.
You see, this judgment today has re-established the finality of the position of the Supreme Court and judgments of the Supreme Court. And we are happy the judiciary has indeed redeemed itself.
Without the Supreme Court, politicians would have since destroyed this country. And then they would have run away and leave you and I. That must never be allowed to happen.
It would have been scandalous if the court had acceded to the request to review and change its judgment 2 weeks after it was delivered.
The Supreme Court had just stated the obvious, that once it delivers judgment, it's sacrosanct, so it cannot review it and it cannot go back final forever as the rulings are just said. So as far as we are concerned, the issue has now been finally settled.
Justice Amina Alge, after the cost of 10 million naira against the appellant to be paid personally by its counsel, Afe Babalola and Wole Olanikbekun, to the 3 respondents. Celestina Iria, TVC News, Abuja.